In the annals of history, there emerges a towering figure whose indelible mark shaped the very fabric of the 19th century. A man whose feats on the battlefield remain unparalleled, earning him a legacy that transcends time. Renowned for his visionary prowess in military strategy, he is hailed as the architect of modern warfare, revolutionizing tactics with innovative approaches such as rapid troop movement and strategic use of artillery. Yet his influence extends far beyond the realm of warfare. His legal doctrines, marked by a profound understanding of governance, continue to echo through modern legal frameworks across the globe. In a testament to his versatility, he is not only remembered as a military genius but also as the father of canning, since he had offered 12,000 French francs to anyone who could find a way to prevent military food supplies from spoiling, thereby leading to the invention of canned food, forever changing the landscape of food preservation. However, history casts a complex shadow, revealing that even greatness can be a double-edged sword. His military genius, while admired, became a source of inspiration for darker forces, as seen in Hitler's conquest of Europe. Hitler admired Napoleon so much he even had sandbags placed around Napoleon's tomb throughout the war to guard against bomb damage. Join us as we unravel the layers of this epoch-defining figure, a man who, with each victory, etched his name in the chronicles of time, becoming immortal. In the heart of Paris, the Bank of France came into existence in 1800, mirroring the establishment of the Bank of England. However, Napoleon, driven by a deep-seated mistrust, resolved that France must liberate itself from the shackles of debt and questioned the influence of the Bank of France. He emphatically declared that when a government relies on bankers for financial sustenance, it is the bankers who wield control, not the leaders of the government.
The hand that gives is above the hand that takes. Money has no motherland. Financiers are without patriotism and without decency. Their sole object is gain.
Napoleon, critical of financiers, asserted that they lack patriotism and decency, pursuing their objectives solely for personal gain. We cannot say for certain that Napoleon was a Freemason, but many undeniable facts prove the extreme closeness of Napoleon to Freemasonry. Moreover, it was thanks to Napoleon Freemasonry spread in Europe and became a mass phenomenon. He turned Freemasonry from a secret society, as it used to be, into almost an official state religion, uniting all the French lodges around the Grand Orient. Back in Corsica, Bonaparte grew up surrounded by Freemasons. After all, his father and all three brothers were Freemasons. There is no doubt that the family spoke about Freemasonry all the time. The alliance between the Rothschild family and Freemasonry persisted into the new generation, with Freemasonry serving as the common thread connecting Adam Weishaupt, 3 of the 5 Rothschild brothers, and Napoleon Bonaparte. Despite his involvement in the inner Masonic circle, his imperialist aspirations became evident, especially when he declared himself Emperor of France in December 1804. While Napoleon achieved considerable success as the Emperor of France, his policies harbored a fatal flaw: the establishment of Napoleon's Banque de France, offering interest-free loans to the French populace, posed a direct threat to the Rothschild banking empire. In a strategic move, the Rothschilds opted to undermine Napoleon, not through military conquest, but by exerting financial dominance. Nathan Rothschild in England utilized Prince William's funds, transferred to Amschel Rothschild in Germany to support British forces, while Jacob Rothschild of France and other banks contributed to funding Napoleon's army. This implies that the Rothschilds were actively financing both sides of the War of 1812, a practice that has characterized the modern financial system initiated by the Rothschilds for 2 centuries. Across the Atlantic, a turning point was underway. In 1800, Thomas Jefferson narrowly emerged victorious against John Adams, securing the presidency of the United States. By 1803, an intriguing pact had been forged between Jefferson and Napoleon. The U.S. would give Napoleon $3 million in gold in exchange for a huge chunk of territory west of the Mississippi River, an epoch-making transaction known as the Louisiana Purchase. Napoleon, infused with newfound financial might, swiftly marshaled an army that embarked on a conquest across Europe, encountering opposition from the formidable Bank of England. The bank, acting as the financial backbone, supported every nation in the path of Napoleon, reaping immense profits from the chaos of war. Prussia, Austria, and eventually Russia found themselves drowning in debt as they futilely attempted to thwart Napoleon's advance. Fast forward 4 years, with the main French army venturing into Prussia, a 30-year-old Nathan Rothschild, the head of the London branch of the Rothschild family, took personal charge of a daring plan. The objective was to clandestinely transport a crucial shipment of gold through France to fund an offensive led by the Duke of Wellington from Spain. Nathan later bragged at a dinner party in London that it was the best business he'd ever done. Little did he know that he would do much better business in the near future. As Wellington's assaults from the south and other setbacks mounted, Napoleon's abdication became inevitable. Louis XVIII ascended to the throne, and Napoleon was exiled to Elba, a tiny island off the coast of Italy, supposedly exiled from France forever. In 1815, a year following the conclusion of the War of 1812 in America, Napoleon escaped exile and made a triumphant return to Paris. French forces were dispatched to capture him, yet his charismatic leadership prompted soldiers to rally around him, reinstating him as their emperor. In March 1815, Napoleon assembled an army that would face Britain's Duke of Wellington at Waterloo less than 90 days later. Notably, from this point onward, it became commonplace for privately controlled central banks to finance both sides in a conflict. The rationale behind such financing of opposing sides in a war lies in the fact that war serves as a potent generator of debt. Nations are willing to borrow exorbitant sums for the promise of victory. The ultimate loser holds on just enough to nurture hope, and the victor is provided enough financial support to secure triumph. Moreover, these loans often come with the condition that the victor assumes the debts of the defeated. The Waterloo battlefield, situated about 200 miles northeast of Paris in modern-day Belgium, witnessed Napoleon's final defeat on a sweltering summer day. On June 18, 1815, 74,000 French troops confronted 67,000 troops from Britain and other European nations alongside 50,000 Prussian soldiers. The outcome remained uncertain. In fact, had Napoleon attacked a few hours earlier, he would probably have won the battle. But no matter who won or lost, back in London, Nathan Rothschild planned to use the opportunity to try to seize control over the British stock and bond market, and possibly even the Bank of England. Rothschild strategically stationed a trusted agent, Rothworth, on the north side of the battlefield, closer to the English Channel. Because the Rothschilds had a network of banking couriers throughout Europe, they were the only merchants allowed to pass through the English and French blockades. Following the decisive battle, Worth swiftly made his way to the Channel, delivering the news to Nathan Rothschild a full 24 hours before Wellington's own courier. Rothschild hurried to the stock market and took up his usual position in front of an ancient pillar, drawing the attention of all present. The Rothschilds' renowned communication network came into play. If Wellington had suffered defeat and Napoleon threatened the continent anew, Britain's financial stability would be severely compromised. Rothschild, with a somber expression, stood motionless, eyes downcast, before suddenly initiating a selling spree. Other nervous investors saw that Rothschild was selling. It could only mean one thing. Napoleon must have won. Wellington must have lost. The market plummeted. Soon everyone was selling. British government bonds and prices dropped sharply. However, behind the scenes, Rothschild was clandestinely purchasing the devalued bonds through his agents for a fraction of their actual worth. The Rothschild family's mastery over the British stock market in the aftermath of the Battle of Waterloo stands as an unparalleled testament to their astuteness in financial affairs. The New York Times, a century later, ran a story confirming this narrative. Nathan's grandson attempted to suppress a book containing the stock market account, but the court dismissed the Rothschild family's claims of falsehood and libel, ordering them to cover all court costs. Some authors contend that the day after the Battle of Waterloo, Nathan Rothschild swiftly ascended to dominance not only in the bond market but also exerted influence over the Bank of England. While the veracity of the claim regarding the Bank of England remains debated, one indisputable fact is that by the mid-1800s, the Rothschilds were the richest family in the world, bar none. Make sure not to overlook our upcoming video, where we delve into the intriguing question of who was truly orchestrating Napoleon's actions. Prepare for a revelation that might defy your expectations and challenge conventional wisdom. Join us as we unravel the hidden forces behind Napoleon's decisions, shedding light on a narrative that goes beyond the surface level understanding of this historical figure. Stay tuned for an exploration that promises to unveil the lesser-known aspects of Napoleon's influence and the puppet masters behind the scenes. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be ready to embark on a journey into the enigmatic forces that shaped Napoleon's destiny.